Hey everyone, my name is Annie and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be going over my top fine fragrance mists for spring, specifically Bath & Body Works, because I did just do like a drugstore spring recommendation video. So I just wanted to focus solely on my Bath & Body Works mists. Of course, all of these scents come out in the lotions and shower gels and all those other forms, but for the majority of these, I just have the mists, so I just wanted to kind of share those with you guys. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, let's go ahead and jump right on into the video. So the first one is Fresh Coconut and Cotton, and you guys know I've been absolutely loving this one lately. It's just a very fresh and clean coconut scent. Now that I've smelled it more, I do get that like cottony note as well. Speaking of notes, the fragrance notes are coconut, coastal breeze, and beachside cotton. And this one, first and foremost, it is strong. It is such a potent scent. Oh my goodness. So a little bit goes a long way, and you're just gonna smell like coconutty and fresh and clean and fantastic. It's such a good one. This one doesn't scream like tropical coconut, which I know a lot of coconut scents are more like summery or like end of spring heading into summer kind of scents, but this one really does work for spring. It's just like got that nice fresh cleanness that, I don't know, it just reminds me of spring when the flowers are blooming and there's the leaves on the trees and grass is green again, and just all of like the rebirth part of spring. I think that's probably the wrong term, but you guys know what I'm saying, just when everything's coming back to life, everything's fresh and it smells good. This is just the vibe it gives me, is just like a nice fresh springy coconut. And again, that cotton note is really, really nice. I do really enjoy this one, but I had to recommend this one to you guys. I've been obsessed over it lately. And so up next is Blush Cardigan, and this one has notes of sweet raspberries, sugar dipped violet, and warm amber. And this was one of their like fall into winter releases, so it's not currently available, but I feel like a good chunk of us were able to get our hands on it. But it's got a nice raspberry to it, but something about like the violet and the amber just kind of like tarts it up a little bit, makes it just a little bit sexier, but it's still a really good spring scent for like maybe a spring date night, or if you know you want to impress that special someone or something like that. It's a really nice one for that. When I wear it, people have compared it to like cotton candy. I don't get much of a cotton candy vibe, but I guess on me it just pulls a little bit sweeter rather than like deeper. But that's what makes it much more of like a spring scent to me, is I do get that like lighter, sweeter vibe from it, but I wouldn't straight up call it a cotton candy. Like, it's not a cotton candy scent by any means, but it's just a really nice raspberry, light, airy, springy kind of a vibe for me. And I feel like I couldn't do this video without including this one, and that is Gingham. And the notes are blue freesia, white peach, fresh clementine, violet, and clean musk. And you guys know they just released all of their new Gingham scents. I would highly recommend Gingham Gorgeous and Gingham Vibrant. Those are my two favorites from that collection. I don't have the mists with me, so I can't like show you, but I do have like the little travel size perfume sprays. So if you're looking for more Ginghams, I would highly recommend those two. Fresh isn't really my vibe. I'm not that much of a pear girl, but we'll get into more of that once like my package comes in and I can kind of dig through it with you guys. But Gingham, that's what we're talking about. This one, you guys know, I've also just been like obsessing over this one lately. I've given you the whole spiel on Picnic Breeze and Gingham and Blue Denim and all of those. They smell like all the same to me, and they smell really good. But I will say, once it's like dried down in the cap, because I haven't sprayed it for probably a week or two, I do get more of that musk. It gives me Pastel Skies vibes once it's dried down in the cap like weeks later. But before all of that, It's very fresh and clean and light and springy. It's fantastic. I don't really get like much of a citrusy vibe. It's got white peach and clementine, but I really do just get that freesia, and I love freesia. That's like one of my top notes right now. And it's also got that violet in there too, which is really, really nice. But definitely highly recommend for spring. It just gives you nice like clean girl vibes while just you smell good. It makes me feel clean when I use it too. Like, I know that doesn't make sense because you're just misting it on you, but the way I smell when I wear this one, I feel like I just stepped out of the shower and I'm like super clean, and I absolutely love it. So highly recommend for spring. This is one I'm gonna be like flying through this bottle now that it's like finally warming up outside. I've been waiting for this. I've been talking about it for weeks now, but this weekend, Easter weekend, was when I'm filming this, but we're finally hitting like the 60s, and I'm so excited. That's what I've been waiting for since like December, is when we get back to the warm weather. But this is gonna be perfect for springtime. I'm so excited to finally like crack this out. And so this next one is in my project to use it up, but not like the full size. That is Pure Wonder. So I've been getting a ton of use out of this scent lately, and I'm really enjoying it. But the notes are iced rosé, star jasmine, and warm white amber. And this, gosh, this one's so good. I definitely get that like bubbly note from the rosé, but it gets a little bit more mature with like the jasmine and the amber. It definitely like makes it a more perfumey scent. It's very potent. So this one you do not need a lot of, but it's so feminine. It's so pretty. It smells so pretty. And like, of course, the packaging is stunning too. This one's one of my favorites packaging wise. I think it's very pretty, but it's just got those like springy, girly vibes. Like, I'm wearing a dress today. I want to just go like walk through a field of flowers with Pure Wonder on in my dress in the springtime. It just gives me all of the fun spring vibes, and I'm really obsessed with this one too. So this next one is one that I've been avoiding for a while just because the scent name never appealed to me. But then when I finally smelled it, I was obsessed and had to get it. That is Sweet Pea. And it has notes of sweet pea, watery pear, sheer freesia, luscious raspberry, and soft musk. And this one, I do just get like a strong freesia note from it, which you guys know, I'm loving my freesia. I'm obsessed with freesia. I don't know where this came from, but like, it's just like my vibe and I love it. But this one, you get the freesia, you get a bit of that raspberry, you do get that like sweet pea floral vibe. I don't really get a pear or a musk, which I'm fine with. I'm not a big pear girl, I'm not a big musk girl, but it's another nice like feminine scent. I feel like I'm gonna be saying that about a lot of these, and I apologize, but that's just where my brain is going and I'm just rolling with it. But it's very springy. It's got a floral vibe, which, I mean, you could probably imagine it's got a floral vibe to it, but it's a clean, lighter floral. It's not a headache-inducing floral, which is my problem with most florals, is like the instant I smell them, it's like headache and I hate it. But Sweet Pea is not like that. Sorry, I just realized I'm like really far away from you guys. Hi. But Sweet Pea is not like that. It is a light, airy floral. This is another one I could like see myself spraying it on and then walking through a meadow or something like that. I say that like I walk through meadows on the daily, but like I don't do anything. But this makes me want to like go outside and smell all the fresh flowers and just enjoy spring. It's just that kind of vibe, and I am obsessed with it. Super in love. Super glad I picked it up. Glad I finally broke down and smelled it because I love it. It's so good. Then another recommendation I have is a very new one from Bath & Body Works. That is Sweet Petal Pound Cake. This one has notes of candied rose, raspberry swirl, and frosted bundt cake. And I bought this one thinking it would be like whipped rose and vanilla, which I highly recommend that one too. It's in my project to use it up right now, and I don't want to like, spoiler alert, show any of my progress yet. So that one I'm just kind of throwing the name out, but this one is a more toned down version of Whipped Rose and Vanilla, I will say. Like, I haven't sprayed it into the cap for a little while and I'm just now getting like a cakey vibe. Or cakey vibe's not the right word. It's a sweet, I'd say more of like a vanilla vibe. But really, really nice. This one, I know not a lot of people are loving on it, but I do really, really enjoy it. I haven't been spraying it a ton lately because I'm working through Whipped Rose and Vanilla, and they are so similar that I don't feel the need to be playing around with both at the same time. But if you were able to snag this one and you didn't get Whipped Rose and Vanilla, definitely this is the time of year to play around with it. That rose is really nice. I don't get much of a raspberry note, to be quite honest, but it's just like a nice sweet rose scent with a little touch of vanilla. Very, very nice, very, very springy. Yeah, I mean, I can't say much more about it. It's just a really, really nice one. All right, so the next one is Among the Clouds, and it has notes of wild berry skies and whipped vanilla clouds. And this one is, I mean, I'm gonna say that they're all so good because they are all so good. But this one is very berry forward, I will say. The vanilla is a very subtle edge to it. It's a very berry scent. It's not too often that I get the vanilla in this, I will say. But it does have that vanilla edge to it, which kind of, you know, sweetens it up. I love a good vanilla. But if you're looking for a good, just like sweet berry scent, this is the one to go for. It's not cotton candy, it's not cakey, it's not gourmand. It's just a very fruity vanilla scent, something that could be really fun to like play around with, do different scent pairings, just kind of, you know, play around and have fun, especially if there's like a scent that you're like, oh, I wish this had just a touch more of a berry note. This is your girl, this is the one you're gonna throw in with that. But a really fun one for spring, just a really nice one to play around with and enjoy this time of year. So up next is Butterfly, and this one has notes of raspberry nectar, iris petals, and airy vanilla. And this is another one I was just kind of passing over for years, or however long it came out. I've been passing over since then because I always assumed it would just be like a heavy floral scent, and I'm, again, not a big floral girl. But this has that really nice raspberry note to it with the vanilla, and you do get the iris petals, like there's a floral touch to it. But it's just a more like perfumey, raspberry, vanilla, flowery kind of a scent. I don't know the best way to describe it other than it's really, really nice, very, very strong. And bonus, it is my husband's absolute favorite of any mist that I've tried, any scent that I've made him smell. This is the winner. He loves Butterfly, specifically like on me, but just in general, he loves Butterfly, and that just makes me love it a little bit more. But it's just a really good flowery, raspberry, vanilla. It's just very well-rounded. Like all of the notes blend together perfectly to just create this beautiful scent. And it's one that like I'm kicking myself for not picking it up sooner. And like, I love this one. The packaging gives spring vibes too, which is always a plus. Like I have this in my little display of like spring items. This is in there with the rest, and that's actually like where I'm pulling most of these scents from. So if you see things just like gradually disappearing from that, it's because I'm talking about them. But really good spring vibe, really good spring scent, very nice and pretty and perfumey, and just overall really, really good scent. Highly, highly recommend for spring. This is like the epitome of spring in a bottle. So the next one is In the Stars, and this one is still fairly new to me. I'm still playing around with it a bit, but the notes are starflower, sandalwood musk, sugared tangelo, white agar wood, and radiant amber. And it's very much a perfumey scent. You're not gonna get like a fruity note or gourmand or anything like that. It is perfumey and it is nice. So this is another one similar to Blush Cardigan, where it's like if you're going on like a little spring date night, or if you've got like a special occasion you're celebrating or anything like that, like this is definitely the one to go for. I wouldn't say it's like a fall winter scent because it is just lighter, but for spring and summer, this is the perfect like going out scent, or just like a date night in, or this is like my special occasion kind of a scent. It's perfect for that. It's not something I could see myself wearing like every day, but if I want to feel like a little extra, a little special on like any specific occasion or whatever, like this is the one to go for. It's very light, it's very pretty. I say light not as in like scent, it's very potent, but it's a lighter perfumey scent. It's not like super heavy, but very, very nice. Highly recommend. This is very, very good for the springtime. So this next one is another part of the like signature collection, but it is Gingham Love. Again, all of the Ginghams that I've smelled so far are really, really good for spring. I never had a chance to smell Gingham Heart of Gold, so I can't attest to that. But for the most part, like the Gingham is a very good spring summer scent. It's very light, very fresh, very clean. This one has notes of sugared red berries, blushing freesia, and rose meringue. So it is a more like berry rosy version of Gingham, but it's still a very nice spring Gingham. They're all, like I said, they're all nice spring scents. Ginghams are just really, really nice. This one I will say is much lighter than original Gingham. When I sprayed it into the cap just barely, it took like a good 15-20 seconds to get anything other than like an alcohol note. I don't know if it's just because this hasn't been sprayed in a while or what the deal is with that, but it's still obviously really, really nice scent with those the berry notes and the vanilla, not vanilla, freesia and the rose. I don't know where I got vanilla from, but it's, like I said, it's a berry rosy version of Gingham. So if you like a good rose, if you like a good berry, if you love Gingham, this is the one to go for. It's still available. I thought this was like a limited edition thing, but you can still get it in stores and online. Really, really good. Again, really, really nice for the springtime. So up next we have 1,000 Wishes. And this one has notes of pink prosecco, sparkling quince, crystal peonies, gilded amber, and amaretto cream. And this one is like a more sparkling, bubbly version of In the Stars. Like it's just like a very sparkling, bubbly, perfumey scent. I'm not good enough with like scent notes to be able to pick out like the amaretto cream or the peonies or the quince or whatever, but it's a bubbly scent. But this is another one I would recommend if you're doing like a spring date night or, you know, just a fun spring occasion or anything like that. This is another good one for that because it is like a nice perfumey scent, but it still gives off those spring vibes. Again, not one I would really gravitate towards in like the fall and winter, but now that it's getting warm out, this is one that I'm gonna be using a ton when I'm not like using my Project Use It Up stuff. This one's gonna get a ton of use. So then I've also got Sunblooms and Suede, and this is another fairly recent purchase, so I haven't played around with it a ton, but it smells so, so springy. It's got notes of white raspberry, pink petals, and vanilla cream. And just from those notes, you would think it'd be really like sweet and fruity, but you'd think it would be similar to like Among the Clouds or Sweet Petal Pound Cake or something like that. And it's really not. It's a very like perfumey raspberry with like that tiniest touch of vanilla. Like you just barely vanilla in there, just enough to like sweeten it up a little bit. But I would compare it closest to Blush Cardigan. Those two have similar vibes. They are different enough, but they're both, you know, raspberry, perfumey, a little bit sexy, a little bit deeper, but still really, really nice for the springtime. This one's a really, really fun one to play around with. Again, something you could do some really fun like scent layering pieces with. I think this would be a really good like base or topper or whatever in between layer you do. This could be just really fun to play around with for that. And so this last one I have is definitely one of like the most exciting purchases of the past few months, and that is Iced Lemon Pound Cake. And it has notes of sugary glazed icing, pure lemon zest, and fluffy pound cake. But this one's just like a gourmand lover's dream. It is like a lemon bar. It is like a lemon cupcake. It is delicious. Oh my goodness. So if you're craving like a gourmand scent, this is definitely one to go for the spring and summertime, because I think of lemons as like kind of a transitional piece sometimes. So it could work for spring or summer or both. I would also recommend, you know, strawberry pound cake. That's another good gourmand, but this is definitely like top tier. Love this stuff. It's so good. I actually, like, the day I bought it, I had my mom smell it. She was obsessed with it, so I ended up picking up like the full set for her birthday, and she's loving it. So this is, you know, mom approved, but absolutely love this. It's such a good scent. They did such a good job with this. This whole line is amazing. And as you guys know, I like the sweet petal pound cake too. So in my book, they did a great job with both of these. But a very big fan. If you can get your hands on it, I highly recommend you do. It is so good. The perfect like springy gourmand scent. They did an amazing job. All right, you guys, that is everything. Thank you so much for watching. And if you like what you saw, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Leave me a like and a comment below, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.